The 12 Kingdoms, Sea of Shadow, by Fuyumi Ono. Youko Nakajima is a 16-year-old high school student whose life is a careful performance of quiet conformity. Her naturally reddish-brown hair is a constant source of conflict with her parents, who demand she dye it black to avoid standing out, and a subject of scrutiny at her all-girls school. To avoid confrontation and disapproval, Youko is studious and agreeable, earning her the title of class representative. However, she feels disconnected from her classmates, passively participating in their conversations and even their cruel ostracism of a fellow student, Sugimoto, to ensure she never becomes a target herself. Her nights are plagued by a recurring, terrifying nightmare of a dark, cavernous space where a horde of monstrous beasts dance and prance as they steadily advance upon her. The dream feels intensely real, and with each passing night, the creatures draw closer. One day after school, her mundane life is irrevocably shattered. A tall, strangely dressed man with impossibly long, pale golden hair appears in the staff room. He kneels before a bewildered Youko, declaring, "I have been searching for you," and pledges his undying loyalty. The man, who is called Keiki, insists she must come with him, warning of imminent danger. Before anyone can react, the school windows explode inwards as a monstrous 5-meter-tall bird with brown wings and sharp talons, a kocho, attacks. In the ensuing chaos, Keiki shields Youko, who remains miraculously unharmed, while her homeroom teacher is gravely injured by glass shards. Fleeing the carnage, Keiki pulls Youko to the school roof. There, the kocho attacks again, a scene torn directly from her nightmares. Keiki reveals he is incapable of fighting and presents Youko with an ornate sword and a scabbard adorned with a blue, ping-pong ball-sized jewel. He insists that only she can wield it. Terrified and untrained, Youko refuses, but Keiki summons a disembodied, jellyfish-like head called Joyu, a hinman, which possesses her body. Her limbs move with a will of their own, controlled by the creature. In a horrifying sequence she can only watch, her body expertly wields the sword, brutally slaying the kocho. She is left splattered in blood, retching and sobbing, the sensation of cutting through flesh and bone seared into her mind. Ignoring her pleas to go home, Keiki forces her to flee with him and his beastly servants, or shikigami. They are carried through the sky by a leopard-like creature named Hyoki and a bird-like girl named Kaiko. They escape their pursuers by diving into the reflection of the moon on the ocean's surface, passing through a tunnel of light into another world. When they emerge, they are above a dark, roiling sea, under a strange night sky. Behind them, a horde of bizarre creatures, the very beasts from her dream, pours out of the moon's shadow. During the frantic escape and battle that follows, Youko is knocked from Hyoki's back and plunges into the darkness. Youko awakens alone on a shore, her body aching. She has a horrifying dream that she is transforming into a red-furred beast with claws, a nightmare fueled by the monstered blood caked on her body. When she fully awakens, she finds herself in a pine forest, miraculously unharmed, save for minor scrapes. The sword and scabbard are still with her. Venturing out of the forest, she discovers she is on a high cliff, overlooking not an ocean, but a vast black sea filled with swirling nebula and twinkling stars. The terrifying realization dawns on her. She is in another world, a place completely alien to her. Desperate, she finds a small settlement that resembles rural Japan, though the people have an array of unnatural hair colors. Her relief is short-lived. The villagers immediately identify her as a kaikyaku, a person from beyond the sea. A man deceptively takes her sword, claiming it's too heavy for her, and then violently grabs her, stating all kaikyaku must be delivered to the prefectural governor. When she resists, powered by Joyu, she is quickly overpowered and captured. She is thrown into a grimy prison cell. There, she discovers her appearance has changed. Her hair is now a vivid crimson, and her face is that of a stranger with tan skin and moss-green eyes. The village womanhood informs her that the arrival of a kaikyaku is often seen as an omen of calamity, and that there is no known way to return home. Transported in a cart like a criminal, Youko learns from her guard that bad kaikyaku who bring misfortune are executed. The villagers already blame her for a recent shock, a storm that ruined their crops. On the road, she briefly glimpses a golden-haired figure in the forest she mistakes for Keiki, but he vanishes. Soon after, the cart is ambushed by monstrous black dogs that lure them in by the sound of a baby's cry. Her guards are brutally torn apart. The cart driver cuts her bonds, using her as a diversion to escape, but he too is quickly killed. Left to fend for herself, Youko recovers the sword from one of the mangled corpses. With Joyu controlling her, she fights her way through the pack and escapes deep into the mountains, once alone. Her solitary journey is a desperate struggle for survival. She is tormented nightly by a phosphorescent blue monkey that seems to read her deepest fears, taunting her with the idea that she has been betrayed, that Keiki himself lured her into a trap, and that her only escape from the pain is suicide. The sword also reveals its own magic, showing her visions of her world. She sees her mother, haggard with worry, and her father, who callously insists Youko ran away with delinquents. She witnesses her former classmates gossiping, dismissing her as a two-faced teacher's pet, and callously joking about her disappearance. The visions confirm her deepest insecurities, that her relationships were superficial, and that no one truly understood or cared for her. After days of starvation and fighting off nocturnal Yuma, Youko, driven by hunger, attempts to steal from a secluded house. She is caught by the owner, a kind, middle-aged woman named Taki. Instead of anger, Taki shows her immense compassion, feeding her, giving her a hot bath, and listening to her story. For the first time, Youko feels a glimmer of hope. Taki offers to take her to the city of Kasai, where her mother runs an inn and can give Youko a job. During their 3-day journey, Youko learns more about this world, with its 12 kingdoms and constant threat of war and Yoma. She begins to trust Taki, feeling a profound sense of gratitude and relief. The hope is cruelly extinguished in Kasai. The inn is a brothel with distinctive green pillars. Hiding in a back corridor, Youko overhears Taki callously negotiating her sale to the proprietress, describing Youko as a non-existent person with no family to cause trouble, and gloating about how easily she was fooled. Heartbroken and filled with a cold rage, Youko flees. When Taki and the brothel's men try to capture her, a massive human-faced tiger, a bakufuku, suddenly attacks the city, creating chaos that allows Youko to escape. Amid the pandemonium, she again catches a fleeting glimpse of a golden-haired figure. Betrayed and utterly alone, Youko wanders aimlessly. The blue monkey returns to mock her, suggesting that Keiki himself is sending the Yuma to hunt her. In the city of Takyu, she meets an elderly Japanese man, another Kai-kyaku, named Seizo Matsuyama, who has been stranded in this world for over 40 years since the end of World War II. She feels a kinship with him, another lost soul from her world. She also learns a startling fact. Unlike her, he cannot understand the local language.
She realizes that some power, likely from Zhou Yu, has been translating for her all along. But this connection proves false as well. The next morning, she wakes to find the old man has stolen all her belongings and disappeared. This final betrayal breaks what little trust she has left. She becomes a true survivor, hardened and wary of all human contact. She sleeps in the wilderness during the day and travels at night, fighting off the constant attacks from Yuma. Her body wastes away from starvation, and her spirit is eroded by the monkey's taunts and the painful visions from her sword. She is pushed to the absolute brink of her physical and mental endurance.
After a particularly brutal, rain-soaked night of fighting, having been completely drained of all strength, she collapses. As she lies on the ground, defeated, a beautiful, sad-eyed woman with the same golden hair as Keiki appears before her, a large parrot perched on her shoulder. The woman grieves over the corpse of a dog like Yuma Youko has just slain. The parrot, in a shrill voice, orders her to kill Youko. The woman, weeping, refuses. The parrot then commands her to at least cut off Yoko's arm so she can no longer wield the sword. Forced into action, the weeping woman takes a katana spat out by the parrot and, apologizing profusely, swings it down. Youko awakens to excruciating pain. The katana has pinned her right hand to the ground. She manages to pull it out and uses the blue jewel from her scabbard to dull the agony, though her hand remains useless. Just then, a woman and her young daughter, traveling merchants, find her. They offer her food, water, and help. But Youko, her heart now encased in ice, can no longer accept kindness at face value. Seeing only another potential trap, she rejects their aid and forces her broken body up a steep incline, choosing the pain of solitude over the risk of another betrayal. As the mother and child disappear, Youko collapses. The weight of their small, unlooked-for kindness and her own crushing mistrust leaving her completely spent. The night and the rain begin to fall once more.